Welcome back to No Boundaries. We are here on the Lazy Eye. It's a Saturday morning when we're recording. This is morning radio, what I call. It's 2 p.m., but it's Saturday in Berlin. This is morning radio. This is like the crack of dawn. I'm hangover. My guest is hangover. We're very tired. We have our beers and our mates, and this is going to be another white trash, No Boundaries. So in this No Boundaries, I grabbed one of the most special people from the Lazy Eye podcast. We're making it a bit more musical this time. It's everybody knows him, everybody loves him. It's Felipe from the Lazy Eye podcast, everybody.
Hi. I'm very grateful to be here. I never thought my career would come to this.
See, dreams come true.
Dreams come true.
In a gray, beautiful day in Berlin.
Refreshing.
Yes. So this week in also there was no Lazy Eye podcast last week, for a multitude of reasons, a plethora, I might say. It was a plethora of reasons. One is
A cornucopia
of reasons. On this. One of the reasons is
you just don't deserve it. The audience does not deserve it. That's
much,
number one.
It's too much content.
We gave you too much. Listen, y'all been cruising easy. Y'all just listen. You're not grateful. So we're just like, you know what? This week you're going to bed without dinner. Go back to your room.
Yeah. Detoxing from the Lazy Eye a little bit. The second reason is the plethora of guests I had also canceled. The Swedish crew that I was hyping in the last No Boundaries, that it's going to be like a nice, crazy, kiki, and very unpredictable, because they are. So there's
They're very unpredictable.
They're very unpredictable as it happens. So they canceled. They're scheduled for next Lazy Eye podcast. So if there's another week of No Lazy Eye podcast, you know who to blame. I'll give you their Instagrams and their
We're having a hate episode.
Yeah.
Hate crime episode.
They don't realize the amount of power that the Lazy Eye Nation holds.
I mean, power
is
a big word, but influence.
Let's say
And we try. We have dedication.
We have. The third reason that there was no Lazy Eye podcast is because she's an art director now. Don't talk to me. I'm an art director.
Big ideas.
Yeah, well, I mean, what happened is I was an assistant to the art director for a 2-day shoot, but because of this is the episode that I'm going to use plethora. Multitude. The Greeks are going to enjoy plethora.
Is that does that come from Greek?
Yeah, from
Pletheros. I'm so sorry. I'm mainly sorry to your mom, who probably listens to this. I'm sorry. I took your language in vain.
Oh no, I don't think anyone has like a soft spot for a language. Like, how dare you? Our language is so musical and interesting. No, it comes from like plethos, means like a crowd.
Oh, okay.
And like plethora means like a bit.
Latin platea.
Oh, is that from in Greek? Platea is like a central square or something, like a.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, could be. Then it could be that, because the like in the opera house, the platea is where the lower classes gather.
Yeah. That's platea. Yeah. That's like what we do when we don't have money in Athens. It's like, do you want to grab a beer at the platea?
Yeah.
Because like bars are too bougie for.
I love that though.
Yeah.
I love the aesthetic of just getting the beer and just sitting in the street like a homeless person.
I like it here. In Athens, I kind of hated it because I'm like, it's all about the bar life, dude. It's like, it's all about the bar life and because bars, like, you go on a Monday, there's a DJ, there's like, it's like, it feels.
And I guess like in Berlin, if you're doing that here, at least you have like entertainment in the form of like overdoses.
Yeah.
Street musicians and good fashion. Good like runway shows. Impromptu runway shows.
That's because in Athens, when you go to like it's like mostly like fuckboys playing horrible music, drinking piss beer, and like catcalling, and like it's not a fun environment.
I can feel the texture of the polyblend t-shirt.
Yes, because also that's Italy a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like I've I don't know, all the times that I've been in Italy, like post childhood, and I'm like, I want to grab a beer. It It's yeah. It seems that like that's not a like the bars look like they either have slots and they're just the saddest place to be,
Or aperitivo, okay?
or aperitivo that's like super, but it doesn't feel like never feels like an actual like bar where you can hang out and have a drink.
Absolutely no. There's like one in Parma. There's like one place I know that does that, or like no, two, and they're both like in the university. Like they're all they're operated by like young people. So it's like a university thing where everybody exits the university and then gets smashed off craft beer that's ethically sourced.
Lovely.
I mean, lovely.
There's
shout out to Artichoke.
Let's give a shout out.
It's a brewery that's a social cooperative, which is
You
lit.
could say though that is not the plethora of the places.
Oh my god. Freaking god.
Is this like a like how many plethoras I can fit in There's No Boundaries?
I'm telling my dad to ship me my fucking Latin dictionary right now. I'm like, we're doing this shit. We're doing this shit.
Oh my god, that was like the morning. You know when I start like in the morning I start laughing.
I just had you like not spat but like aired at me and I just feel beer, cigarettes, and death.
Yes, every morning laugh I have like until like late in the afternoon starts as a laugh and ends like a let me adjust my throat a little bit. Okay, so No Boundaries, drinking my first beer already. So this week we're gonna get into some stuff because it's impossible when I'm with Felipe to not talk. This is gonna be half podcast, half radio show, whatever.
Interview
experience life through music.
Spoken word.
So this week's very exciting theme of No Boundaries, a host with music that I don't even know my own
name,
my own quote of the show.
Melissa.
Let me try it again. No Boundaries, a show with music that knows no boundaries with a host that clearly needs some.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Right? I tried to bring some like
seriousness.
Yeah, and like the Tonight Show, like, this week on No Boundaries. Okay, so this week's theme is music that you listen to in the shower. So that is so bad.
I hate it now, but I'll love it at the end. Because can I touch it?
Yeah.
Can I do it? Sorry, I'm not a DJ.
Fuck yeah. So let it whip.
Residency.
Fuck, I think we just need a third like CDJ just for
or like
let
a
it whip.
Ableton Push or like a launch pad.
Just for So Let It Whip.
So Let It Whip or like impromptu, like whilst you're listening to like classical music, just jungle breaks, like live chopping jungle breaks on the MPC.
Yes. So music you listen to in the shower. I think our selections are a bit different.
Yeah.
Which is going to be exciting because also we didn't communicate a lot, so that we don't know each other's lists.
It's a surprise. Do we want to communicate our personal journeys, or is it something just that's gonna develop during the show?
It's gonna develop. If you want to say something before like a song, like we
every song has a story.
Yeah, mine kinda too.
Iconic.
I mostly make it up.
Sorry, effort.
I mostly make up the story, but I always we talk before and after songs. Like we don't play like 5 tracks because that's gonna be too enjoyable for the listeners.
Yeah.
I try to just like stop after every song, tell a story about
punish them.
Hurt
them.
Yeah, like you have to work for the music. Like I'm not gonna just give you 10 tracks.
Yeah.
Work for it. Okay. So I mean. Yeah, so we actually listened to the Comic Relief track. Okay, we're gonna get into it. Felipe is gonna start because I'm very excited about this leather whip. So I've been just keeping
You
it
just
here.
keep it in queue.
Just keep it in queue, so only Felipe plays music, so I can have the leather whip. Okay, talk to us about your first track, honey.
Yeah, so this first track is by Japan. It's called Wrong. Japan spelled where instead of the A's, you have the little like up arrows, which is
Nice.
weird. But since CDJs can't read that letter,
Oh, yeah.
I had to replace it.
Did you replace it, or
Yeah.
does it? Okay,
I
because
replaced
otherwise,
it.
what?
No,
It,
Pioneer could never. those engineers are not ready.
does it just like say nothing? Whether
I was scared I wouldn't read the entire file. So I didn't want to fuck with it. So I just, because I Googled like this model of CDJ and then the best guidelines for naming files like 10 minutes before I left home.
so disturbing. I love it.
But yeah, this is Japan. This is Wrong by Japan. And this is a very important track for me because it's the shower track that I played on the first day of my last day of, on the first day of my last year of high school. So it represents kind of, to me, like emotionally, the closure of the Italian chapter in my Wikipedia page.
Early history.
The early days,
The early
and then
days.
the first, the first catastrophe, the bankruptcy, the second catastrophe, the Renaissance,
The Renaissance. Wow, came out of nowhere.
the court order, and so this kind of represents that. We're in September. It's cold, right? The shower's pretty warm, but the moment you step out on the like floor tiles, you have this like immediate sense of cold, and you want to go back into the shower, but you know that you need to leave, and that's kind of the vibe and what this track represents for me.
I must have done something wrong to be left here with such a lonely
meet again. Let's meet again.
Yes. Let's meet again.
I told them all about you.
Beautiful. Stunning. Yeah, we're too loud on the monitors, and we hate hearing our own voices.
Sorry, girls. I'm an audio engineer.
Beautiful. So, Let It Whip is actually... it's all I'm going to talk about today. Let It Whip is actually from the CD. I think I've talked about it before. That someone gave my mom when she was like working, I think the early years of the bar she opened in Athens. And so someone burned this CD for her, and they wrote with like a marker, listen to this every Saturday night in the shower and while you're like before you go to work.
That's adorable, but also creepy, but in a fun way.
Yeah, I think
depends who it was.
That's the thing. It might have been a dear friend and DJ,
Or of a plumber.
or like a guy that kind of just like wants to get in there. I think it was a friend. Because it was like a kind of like a favorite CD, which is it's like a CD. I don't think I've found the actual release. I don't know if it's like a weird compilation. It's like Summer of Motown.
Oh.
And it kind of has like, to me, like some of my all-time favorite like hidden gems of Motown. Like a couple of Marvin Gaye tracks, but like super good. And I remember like my mom always playing it. I remember like playing it like she would go in the shower and then I would go after her, and it would just be playing in the living room, and we would just dance. So this, I think, Let It Whip was from there. Not my favorite, but the best innuendo. This one is just like, this is like Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, which sounds fun. It's fun to say. And this is Nowhere to Run.
I know you look
was nowhere to run. My ultimate shower, I guess, like Motown vibey, kind of like.
It's so fun. It
Yeah.
makes you want to clean yourself. Like if this shit is playing in the shower, I'm dancing as I cover my entire body.
That's my ultimate, using the shower head as a microphone.
You go that hard.
Yes, like shower head is a microphone, and then your hair is just full of shampoo. When I used to have hair, at least now it's just my skull.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that leukemia.
It's we're working through it.
For it.
Donations on the lazy eye.
Please send
Please
chemo drugs.
send some money or drugs or anything. Nice, we're picking up. The first beer is working. I'm slowly getting into actual human shape. So, okay, before we go into the next thing, it's like so the art direction thing that I mentioned earlier. So I did this I was like the assistant, but we kind of had to build like 3 sets in 2 days. And I was kind of like very valuable on set, giving like nice like artistic direction to like the indisposable. So anyway, the point is like 3 days, hardly any sleep, a lot of, because here's the thing, I'd rather work for like 2 or 3 hours more, but have some more time to pack things. We had to finish at 10, we had to leave the building at 10 because the school closed at 10, so we would be shooting till like 9:15, and then you have
45 minutes to pack everything
45 minutes to pack equipment and the sets that you've been building for 12 hours. So anyway, I get like, okay, this, like, we wrap up, and I don't know, I woke up like Friday, it was a mess, and I go to sleep last night. I'm actually like having my second beer. I'm in bed watching a movie, having a beer. I fell asleep.
What movie was it? Eat, Pray, Love.
Okay, this is it was research.
Oh God, what is it?
Okay, I'll tell you what. I was looking through movies. I was about to watch like some artsy thing that I have in my hard drive, like a 60s super kind of like indie and weird. I don't even remember what it was. I was about to go into like that lane of some movies that I downloaded because I saw them on a like indie website. And I'm on Netflix. Here's the thing. I remember watching those movies when I was like 8 and loving them. I wanted to see what it is because I was
Spy Kids, Paw Patrol.
No, it was Rush Hour. It's Jackie Chan and like that African American comedian who got into a bunch of like tax evasion, not Wesley Snipes, but he got into a
Yeah, I was like, Wesley?
Chris Tucker.
Oh,
It was like a big thing in the 90s. So I'm like, okay, this shit used to be one of my favorite things when I was like 8, 9, 10. I want to see how racist it is,
how homophobic, transphobic.
How problematic. I want to see if it's shot well or it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, what's the cinematography storyline?
Because it's very weird, like all those things that to me, I don't have any actual image. I have a little bit of recollection. So I started watching it, and it's like 30 minutes in, Chris Tucker is showing Jackie Chan how to dance like a black man.
Oh my God.
And while all of this is going, I'm just picturing the writing room is 8 white guys.
Yeah, the writing room is 8 white guys.
So I'm thinking that every piece of dialogue was written by white people, and it's a Chinese man and an African American man. At some point, like Chris Tucker says, "Do everything I do." And he kind of, when they go into like a place, and Chris Tucker goes in and says, "What's up, my N-words," and like all this. So Jackie Chan like does the same, and then they start it's so ridiculous.
Oh my God, I hate the film industry.
Yeah, so I'm literally like drinking my beer, so excited that this is happening in front of me. I'm like, oh my God, you're like, yes,
We've come so far.
This is everything I was hoping for tonight. I just wanted to.
God.
I just wanted to make sure that it is that. So I'm watching it, and I start falling asleep. I fell asleep with the beer in my hands.
No, ma'am.
I remember waking up at 4 a.m. and seeing the beer like on my legs, just like splashing. but I was so tired from the 3-day shoot that I didn't even like. I think I just like left it on the floor and slept in beer.
How much?
Not a lot, but enough to make it uncomfortable.
It's like you peed yourself a tiny bit.
Yeah. Because
Tiny
there were
bit.
because.
Like a shot glass.
Because initially I had it like by my chest, so the
Mm-hmm.
first splash was like almost level, like head level,
Oh my
like
God.
neck level of the sheets, and then I woke up again at some point and it was like on my legs, so I had the second splash like on my legs.
fucking God.
How disgusting is that?
That is, but it's so you.
It's so mean.
It is the most Paris thing I've ever heard. This is the most Paris storyline. I was hungover and overworked, and I spilled beer on myself, but didn't care. What? Do you have to like? What's happening to that mattress?
I'll just wash the sheets.
Yeah, mattresses can take it. Honestly,
It's a couch pill. It's like a cow. It's a,
even better.
it's fine.
Yeah.
I can actually like wash the
You can just spray some like bleach on it or something.
100%.
Just so it doesn't like mold or shit. Because who gives a fuck?
I
about
love that.
stains?
I love that. That's your input to that story. Like people say, like maybe you should get your life together. You're like, how are we gonna
how
deal
are you
with
cleaning?
How are we gonna deal with a couch?
Yeah, what's happening with the mattress?
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
I'm a big woman.
Okay. Last thing before we get into the next track is I realized this. When you're doing like art direction in a shoot, you're the only person. Like when the backstage photos come out,
That's not there.
You're not there.
Oh, do you feel an ounce of what I feel being a fucking ME? You're like, oh, some people don't even credit me on their fucking album.
That is so, yeah. Because I remember like all the photos like came out and videos, and there's only one picture of me behind 2 carts of like 2 trees worth of dead branches that I picked up around this area to like decorate the set. And all the other pictures, I'm like, oh,
That's me.
This picture was taken right after we finished 6 hours of setting up that stage, and then we had to go upstairs to set up the second one.
You're like literally people. It's pictures of people immersed within your work, but you're nowhere to be seen.
I mean, I'm not complaining because that was like one of the most fun and fruitful experiences I've had. But it's like
But you're just asking, where's my photo op?
where's my photo? Also, like another last thing is like my Greek grandma would have been so proud because in the second day I had a station where I had an ironing board, all my own clothes that. If you see the videos, you're gonna see 10 of my outfits in there.
Oh, I love it.
It's,
I love it.
yeah. Everyone's all of a sudden wearing like high waist pants and vests, and it's gonna be ridiculous. But yeah, I was like, oh, I actually had to sew like stuff. I was sewing, which I've never done, but I had to like keep some stuff together.
Iconic.
I did so much stuff that normally I would be like, I'm not your guy. I was like
you were like
on it. Yeah.
Get it like it. This is what film people do. It's not like a mic pre doesn't work. I have a panic attack.
Yeah.
They don't have like an outfit. They're like, does anyone know how to use a needle? No.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna learn within the next 5 minutes.
Honestly, that was it. It was like we had like 10 minutes, and the most extra we could get was like 2 minutes at a time. So it's like you have 10 minutes. I'll give you 2 more. We need that outfit. I don't care if you put a needle through our actor just to hold it together.
Or if it's literally like
yeah.
hot glued to the person.
Yeah.
It just needs to be done.
You can use gaffer tape as much as you want. We have 10 rolls. You can tape it on them.
Gaffer tape saves the day.
Yeah, but we will not take more than 12 minutes to start this sequence. It's amazing. Honestly, it's a different world.
It's a complete different world.
Yeah. Actually, I think I work very well in that. I'm so used to stress and panic.
You're scantato.
How dare you?
No, it's not sfigato. Scantato. Like,
What's scantato?
Scantato is when like the opposite of scantato is like spoiled and lazy. Scantato is it's like being an adult. Like,
oh, that's a great compliment.
There's a problem, you find the solution. You don't cry.
That's the thing. I'm good at that. Just like working at bars and having like 50 orders. Like that's that's my mindset.
It's not like you can't just sit there and not do it and have a panic attack. You can have a panic attack whilst you're also solving the problem.
Oh, exactly. I've cried while making cocktails. Yeah, like actual tears while
Simple
shaking.
syrup?
Anyway, so that was the account of that. Let's continue because we're hardly gonna play any music.
Sorry, you
on
guys.
this day. Okay, Felipe.
So this is, I mean, we stan. I don't know if this woman is a lesbian. I just presume she is because most women who do this kind of beautiful musical work are lesbians, and we love them. Girl in Red, I'm a stan. This is Soccer Mommy. Soccer Mommy.
Yes.
Soccer Mommy, icon, legend, and star, your dog. This is my equivalent of the shit you use to get cleaned in the shower. I like sing and like touch myself whilst this is in the shower. It's lit.
I don't wanna be a fucking dog that you drag around to collar on my neck, tied to a pole, leave me in the freezing cold. I don't wanna be a little pet at the edge of every bed. You sleeping body stretching out. Guess I'll curl up on the couch. Always talk to other people, dart my eyes across the room. Forehead kisses break my knees and leave me crawling back to you. 'Cause I don't wanna be a fucking dog that you drag around to collar on my neck, tied to a pole, leave me in the freezing cold. Always talk to other people, dart my eyes across the room. Forehead kisses break my knees and leave me crawling back to you. 'Cause I don't wanna be a baby girl that you show off to the moon when you decide you wanna feel like you live in something real. I'm not a bra for you to use when you're lonely or confused. I want a love that lets me breathe. I've been choking on your leash.
Beautiful, and we're back.
Oh my god, I had the best time of
Here,
my
the
life.
honestly, I think
I was feeling myself so fucking hard.
whilst the music is playing, I think that's the best podcast. Like, I think we need to do a separate podcast.
Just clips of us dancing.
That's for the Patreon, where it's gonna,
No, that's for the
that's for
OnlyFans.
the OnlyFans. I always make that mistake in the distinction. Yeah, but that's for the OnlyFans, where it's gonna be an entire podcast that doesn't record the music but records us during the music. That's gonna be great. Okay, I'm gonna just go straight into another song so we can, once I figure out what I want to do. Okay. This is, I think, my last of not my last. Oh, actually, I know what I'm gonna play. I'm sorry.
After this, we have a steep departure into depression on my side.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
So if you want to give him something happy,
Okay, I'm gonna give my ultimate happy song. We're talking about eyesight problems. I almost lost my glasses during the shoot, so we're talking about everyone has eyesight issues. I mean, I think we live in like this is the most digital.
So this is the time
Ever,
where
ever.
Precision in vision is the most important thing.
Yeah,
kind of
I
like
also-
reading.
Yeah, but also I think that for the amount of time that it takes for actual like species to actually like evolve, this kind of like digital era is so new.
Yeah.
And for such a long time, humans didn't like have buildings blocking their sight, didn't have any screens, any like radiation, any
Like looking at things up close, not a problem.
not a thing. Like if
The most important thing you have is like, oh, big animal down there,
that's a thing, yeah.
blob of color down there.
Yeah, so I think I think it would just take time for our eyes to kind of adjust to this, like from an evolutionary standpoint.
Yeah, like probably like a million years.
Yeah, we'll like the Earth won't exist by then, so it's not a big deal.
Gene editing, get on
Yeah.
that shit, mama.
Oh, maybe like the people on Mars will have good eyesight in a couple of million years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a vibe.
That's a vibe.
I mean, to look at what? Rocks?
That's what I'm not getting.
those
It's like,
fat ass.
why can we just not like? Why can't we accept that life is good here? If we die, nice.
No, I want to accept that life is horrible here. Blow the earth up. Leave. That's what I need.
Yeah, but like, what's the point of preserving the human race on like a shit planet?
I don't care about the human race. I'm just here about me.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be in your lifetime though.
You never know.
Okay, even if it is, which it's kind of looking possible lately. What do you want to travel for 10 years so you can live your last 10 years in a shit planet where they have to like tube you because the oxygen is not going to be enough and the only thing we'll be able to eat is out of an aluminum pack that you have to pop in the microwave and it will create something like cornstarch?
I'm interested. No, I'm actually like, I'm a research hoe. I would love to do like research. I would love to be like a bioscientist there.
Yeah.
Crop whore.
A crop whore?
Crop whore.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I think I would probably just like get so bored on the ride there that I would just like kill myself creatively.
Think about the orgies. Think about small quarters.
I feel like you have high expectations for the amount of like the people that are gonna be there. I don't think they're gonna like share your sensibility.
No, I don't have high expectations. I just have low standards.
That is fucking yes. Oh my god, I need that as like a soundbite.
I know.
That is so good.
I want that on our tombstone. I don't
Yes.
have high expectations. I just that's like no, our queen. That's the kind of shit our queen on Instagram would write.
Yes.
That's our queen. I need to find her. I'm not afraid of dying. I just don't want to.
That was
What an icon.
one of our most like transcendental moments together with Felipe is when we found this African queen that posted like a picture of her in just like at a street
Yeah.
with plain clothes and the caption was, "I'm not afraid of dying, I just don't want to." Fucking yes.
Iconic.
Yes.
Iconic. The voice of a generation. The voice of a generation.
Truly.
Not afraid of dying. She's just like, it's not her vibe.
Yeah, just I'm not a big fan of it.
Not my energy.
Yeah, like I'm okay with it, but I just don't want it, you know.
I fucking love her so much.
I love her.
I love her so much. She has a glow up on a weekly basis.
Oh, yeah.
On a weekly basis, she fucking new hair, like new outfit. And everyone in their comments is like, yes, work queen. Like, I wish I had that support from my friends group.
True.
But I also don't post anything on Instagram.
Yes, and you also are trying to like look very professional online.
Yeah,
So it's
so-
not exactly the vibe. Like
Yeah, you
Like,
can't,
I'll do
write
it.
underneath my like business profile, like get it whore, work diva, come through sis.
yeah, like I kind of do it, but on my Instagram, so it doesn't get like I don't know, like seep into yours. So I do it on my side. Like I'll post a picture of you and be like, yes, queen.
Yeah, it's queen, get
Yeah.
it queen. Icon boots the house down, mom. Like, sorry.
And sometimes I don't even like tag you, so it doesn't.
I don't know about it. I don't know about it. It just happens.
It just happened, you know.
I'm sorry, it just happens sometimes.
Beautiful. Okay.
Shall we transition into the next track?
Yes, Felipe, go.
So the next trance is trance. It's a trance. Is iconic. You all know it. If you don't, get into it. Lebanon Hanover Gallo Dance slow, sad ballad.
Beautiful.
Perfect to start your morning with. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like shower, like to me, like it has like I go in a shower and I want to feel like this might be the last shower I take.
Yeah, I want to feel.
Yeah, or it might be like I just want to dance in the shower. Like there's like the emotional side of it. I want this to be like transcendental, and there's a side like I just want to dance to Gloria Gaynor.
Yeah. It's like because my day is going to be so bland anyway.
Yeah.
I want my shower to be the height of my emotion in the morning.
I feel that. Let's get into it. I think I'm just gonna go right ahead into the next one. I didn't wanna do it musically because I feel like there's too much of a distance. I think this is our inconsistent middle part, and I think we're gonna connect again in the second part. This is the reason I love this track is because it has a little bit of the rage that I like in the shower. And this feels like, what if someone that works in a cubicle for the NHS got really angry and deeply philosophical at the same time and recorded something?
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a classic. It's sort of known. It's not like a very like niche
Not a
thing.
deep cut.
Yeah, but at the same time, fucking love it.
That's it, turn the page on the day, walk away. Cause there's sense in what I say. I'm 45th generation Roman, but I don't know 'em or care when I'm spitting. So return to your sitting position and listen, it's fitting. And I'm miles ahead and they chase me. Show your face on TV, then we'll see. You can't do half, my crew laughs at your rhubarb and custard verses. You rain down curses, but I'm waving your hearses driving by. Streets riding high with the beats in the sky. All stare, eyes glazed, garage burned down, the fire raged. For 40 days and in 40 ways. But through the blaze they see it fade. The sea of black, the beaming heat on their faces. Then a figure emerges from the wastage. Eyes transfixed with a piercing gaze. One hand clutching his sword raised to the sky. They wonder how, they wonder why. The sky turns white, it all becomes clear. They felt lifted from their fears. They shed tears in the light after 6 dark years. Young bold soldiers, the fire burns, cracks and smoulders. 5 years older and wiser, the fires are burning on fire, never tire. Slay warriors in the forests and on higher. We sing, hear the strings rising. The war's over, the bells ring. Memories fading, soldiers slaying, looks like geezers raving. The hazy fog over the bull ring, the lazy ways the birds sing. A new baby's born every day. Few men may be scorned today, but look at things the other way, cause it may well be your final day. And then the crowds roar, they slay, they all say, I produced this using only my bare wit. Give me a jungle, a garage beat, and admit defeat. Use war and past injuries, my metaphor is simile. Get all applications into me before the deadline, cause it's a fine line between strife for crimes and a life for crime. But you will reach the day, and it's all mine. You can take it or leave it. I shake and reveal stage tricks like Jimi Hendrix. In the afterlife, gladiators meet their maker. Float through the wheat fields and lakes of blue water to the next life from the fortress. Away from the knives and slaughter to their wives and daughters. Once more before the Lord judges over all of us. It's in this place you'll see me. Brace yourself, cause this goes deep. I'll show you the secrets, the sky and the birds. Actions speak louder than words. Stand by me, my apprentice. Be brave. Clench fists.
Honestly, we had such a kiki during this one.
It was fantastic. Oh my god, we loved the fucking UK.
The streets turned the page. This was like a big track that would play like in one of like my go-to bars, like afters.
Oh.
Like the one I told you that would always be at, like talking to anyway. But this would be like a track because they would play a lot of like rock. It was like a basic as far as like music, but there was always like a couple of tracks like these where it would become like a thing where around like 4 or 5 a.m. you would expect one of 3 tracks that would shake the place. And they had like lamps over the bar that were made of almost like a plastic basket, but like the style of a wooden basket, like that's weaved. So you could, and they had like a rope that was probably 2 or 3 meters because it was super high ceiling. So you could basically, what we would do is like roll them together, throw them at each other. So what would happen is when one of the 5, let's say like signature tracks would play, the 6-7 regulars of the bar, one would flip the lights.
Oh my god.
And the other 5 would throw them against each other, it would be, but like with like 60 people, like 70 people in a tiny corridor.
Living.
So much fucking fun.
I would love to feel that atmosphere.
That's the thing. It's like a lot of bars in Athens, like it's not going to be the most groundbreaking aesthetic experience or like sonic experience, but there's like some ambiences and some environments that I've never felt anywhere outside of that, where you feel like I could stay here for another hour or for another 8 hours, go for like a walk, come back. It's almost like creating bases, and then you kind of like know your. I know it's a very interesting thing. Like I think that's the only element that I really miss besides like some people from Athens, is that kind of
Atmosphere, that vibe,
that vibe,
that
honestly,
atmosphere, that feeling.
Honestly,
I'm gonna I watched this like dubstep documentary about like early UK dubstep, and they were talking about I think it was Scream. He had like a radio show, and this documentary guy played a snippet from this radio show, and like dubstep is playing, blah blah, and he's like stops the vinyl. He's like, wait, one more. Let me play the impact of that drop one more time. He just flips it back and plays it again. Like, what the fuck? I love that energy.
There's something about some like genres and specific cultures where there's this. I feel like this Berlin electronic scene, even though it's kind of limitless musically,
They could never rewind. The only person who I seen rewinding was Charlie. And he uses the rewind as a textural element.
Yes.
Like that's not DJing, that's sound design.
That is sound design. But like it's not even about like the rewind specifically. It's just that I feel like everyone in this like Berlin scene is so like clenched assholes, waiting for one mistake, waiting for one bad select. Like there's not a lot of room to
be playful.
Yeah, because like there's so many different like musical cultures where they're based on the playfulness and the quirkiness and the bonding of people, and there's like something like I don't feel even like this here is a culture just because you wear similar clothes and you go to similar places. It feels very disconnected. Like if the people of a culture that you're kind of joining feel intimidating, it's not your place, you know?
It's gatekeepy in a weird way.
In a very weird...
Not in a, like, we need to make sure that this is a safe space kind of way. No. In a very, like, aggressive exclusionary way, which, of course, I understand. You need some form of gatekeeping for some things, right? I don't want to see straight fuckboys
of course not
in my club. No way, Jose. I don't want, like, the moment, like... Because even if I, as a homosexual, see, like, a woman getting, like, fucking haggled by some straight dude in a fuckboyish way, I'm, like, Debbie Downer. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, yeah, it ruins the entire...
for everyone. So
especially
those people need to stay out, and door policy makes sense in that kind of way.
Of course.
But
the flip side of that is that it started like that, and it has worked on that respect, but there's so many aspects of it that are just a bit... Like, it's not like, even when I get in, and when it just doesn't feel very welcoming, or like, if the only way that you can feel part of it is do a bunch of drugs and wear shit that matches the place, at some point it becomes not you. Like, it's not... Yeah. Like, that's not what I want to do. It does that side of it doesn't interest me. So
I have an interest, but I think it's because I don't really care about the community aspect of it. I'm there to have a good time for me, and I do that without drugs because drugs would force me to interact with other people somehow. Yeah. And I don't want that. I want to go with my friends. I want to have a good time. I want to listen to good music, and I want to dance, and that's where I can like be free, and then I can go home. I just want like a sense of freedom and escape.
I feel that,
and I think that's what the Berlin clubbing scene gives you. Which is I like why I don't gravitate that much to the bar lifestyle, because that doesn't give me... It gives me escape, but social escape. It's not like identitarian, like personal escape.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning more towards like a social escape lately, just because I did that on my own. Like, none of my friends, when I used to go clubbing, weren't interested in the genre. It wasn't a thing in Greece, so most of the events were weird. They cost money, which I kind of had just because I was working all the time, and they weren't. But they had more money than me because of fucking parents, fucking assholes.
You know, there's a difference between this financial safety net and liquid capital in your bank account.
True. So yeah, so like I did that so much that I've done it in Berlin a lot as well, but I'd rather have a nice bar with like 5-6 people that you can have a conversation or fucking not and just be alone and write or think or schedule or have a couple of beers, join a group. I like that part of it. And that's also why I go to like Same Heads and Loophole, which are still venues.
Yeah,
but
they're in the in-between state.
But in a very communal and open way where you actually meet people, you can actually dance in a more like, I don't know, I don't like this kind of idea of 5 floors of a like old, I don't know, industrial building, all in one, high ceiling, speakers in your asshole just so you can feel the bass. Like, I get it, I'll go there, I'll enjoy it, but as far as like weekly or monthly and enjoying myself, I might get back into it, but now to me it feels, especially like in the what has happened in the last year, it just feels very distant.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
It's nothing but a distant memory.
distant memory.
I don't even have a picture of you.
sorry. Anyway, next track. Never thought I'd bring Sia here.
Oh my
Sia,
god.
SIA.
Hey.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
But we out here X-Men rework. X-Men. EXEMEN.
Okay.
Rework. You're gonna have a time.
I'm
Shall I?
Yes, you shall.
Loud soul man, I'm endlessly proud of you. In such a short time span, you fill my heart with soul. As I grow older, you grow wiser. Watching my mistakes, memorize where I've gone wrong. Step on the way, I'll be with you. Do what I say, trust me. You say all I want is what is best for you. Let's so man, your head is full of dreams. If only I could spend one day touring your imagination. Now you're fighting longer and you go faster. Recognizing the times that caused me such frustration. Step on the way, I'll be with you. Do what I say, trust me. You say all I want is what is best for you. Step on the way, I'll be with you. Do what I say, trust me. You say all I want is what is best for you. Something it helps me away. Your smile, I keep on fire. You tickle me pink. I love the way you think. So when I'm feeling low, I know, little man, I'm by far your greatest fan. Step on the way, I'll be with you. Do what I say, trust me. You say all I want is best for you.
Fuck yeah, that's fun shower music. Shake that ass. Okay, I think before I go more electronic, because I play like a lot of hip hop as well in the shower, and I think I'm gonna play this, which is we both kind of love and listen to a lot. So I've listened to this in the shower so much that I kind of have to. And then we can go a bit more electronic. Yes.
I see the title on the
You
CDJ
see
and
it.
I'm
She's
getting
excited.
stiffer.
Peace. Huh. Peace. Pow. Mad liberator, death operator, rock the data, amazing flavor. Yo, the way I feel, sometimes it's too hard to sit still. Things are so passionate, times are so real. Sometimes I try to chill, mellow down, blow a smoke. A smile on my face, but it's really no joke. You feel it in the street that people breathe without hope. They going through the motion, they dimming down the focus. The focus get cleared and the light turns sharp and the eyes grow teary. The mind grow weary. I speak it so clearly, sometimes y'all don't hear me. I push it past the bass note, nations got to feel me. I feel it in my bones, black, I'm so wide awake that I'm hardly ever sleep. My flow forever deep in its volumes of scriptures when I breathe on a beat. My presence speak volumes before I say a word. I'm everywhere, penthouse, pavement, the curb. Cradle to the grave, so cathedral of a shell. Universal ghetto life, holla black, you know it well. Quiet storm, vital form, pen push the bright across. Mind is a vital force, hollow right across. Soul is the lion's roar, voice is the siren. I swing round, ring out, and bring down the tyrant. Chop a small axe and knock a giant lopsided. The world is so dangerous, there's no need for frightened. The suckers trying to hide like the struggle won't find them. Then the sun busts through the cloud to clearly remind them this everywhere. Penthouse, pavement, the curb. Cradle to the grave, talk cathedral of a shell. Universal ghetto life, holla black, you know it well what it is. You know, they know what it is. We know, y'all know what it is. Ecstatic, there it is. Huh, what it is. You know, we know what it is. They know, y'all know what it is. You know, here it is. What it is, you know, we know what it is. They know, y'all know what it is. You know, here it is. Peace, power. Fantastic. Original. And always on time. And rocking your mind. It's like
sit and come relax, riddle of the Mac, it's the patch. I'm a soldier in the middle of Iraq. What say about noonish, coming out the whip and looking at me curious, a young Iraqi kid. Carrying laundry, what's wrong, G? Hungry?
No, give me my oil, get out my country.
And in Arabian, barking other stuff till his moms come grab him and they walk off in a rush. Distrust, feeling like I was pissed up on wound. I'm like, surely hope that we can fix our differences soon. Buying apples, hun breaking on.
Brute, you take everything, why not just take it down for black pasta?
I don't understand it. On another planet? 15 months of this stuff, how I'm gonna manage? And increasing this sentiment, gentlemen getting down on their Middle Eastern instruments. Realize trapping this crowd. Walk over, kicked one of my fabulous raps. Arab jaw drop, they well wish, they glad rap. Now the kid considered like an Elvis of Baghdad.
هذه ما تربحش وهذه ما تربحش، هذه ما تربحش، هذه تربح، هذه تربح، لازم، هذه ما تربحش وهذه ما تربحش دايما على لازم.
what it is.
قاعد عندنا فلوس واحد يضحك واحد يبكي.
تو اللي بعتوك.
إيه أنا اللي بعتوني. ها.
What it is, you know, they know what it is. We know, y'all know what it is. Ecstatic, there it is. Huh, what it is, you know, we know what it is. They know, y'all know what it is. You know, here it is. What it is, you know, we know what it is. They know, y'all know what it is. You know, here it is. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-ba. keep on rocking you.
Yes, Mos Def and Slick Rick, one of our absolute faves.
Jesus, that fucking track.
This makes me so happy every time. I've been listening to this for like 3 years or something. There's never a time that it doesn't just make me happy. That beat and then those two verses. Oh my God. Okay, the Lazy Eye needs to take a bathroom break, a beer break, a cigarette break. It's very traditional in the Lazy Eye studios that we do this. So we have a track that's 5 minutes 55, I see, which is going to be ideal.
Fantastic.
To facilitate all that.
Long piss break. Cruising.
So, Felipe, walk us through it.
This track, I mean, everyone, if you've been to anything house related, you know this.
Yeah.
Right?
Have you been sleeping under a rock?
Yeah.
I mean, more than anything, it's the vibe. It's uncomplicated, happy, freedom, power. Just what you need in the morning, in the shower. You know, like you listen to this and you're gonna have a fucking great day.
Beautiful. Give it to us.
Free by Ultranate. Hey girls, we're back just in time. I hoped you missed us. We had
Wow.
a good time waiting outside.
That was such a close call. Beautiful. So, I missed that entire track, so I think I recognized it from the last 15 seconds.
You know this track. You're free to do what you want to do. It's the ultimate
Yes.
fuckboy, like, deep house techno.
Right,
Like,
yes,
set. Sorry,
I
not
love
techno
that.
Set, but deep house set track. But I fucking love it.
Stunning. Okay, this is what we call the second part of our show. We're gonna get on our favorite segment here at No Boundaries is On This Day, which I've talked about a lot. So last week, on this day was the Tuesday that the show is coming out. What I do is we record on Saturdays because we're live on Etiquette Radio. And I check Saturday and Tuesday and see what's the most interesting one. Because at the end of the day, we're not doing this to educate people. We're doing this because it's fucking hilarious. So yeah, this is for like Saturday, just because this fucking day, such beautiful, just events all around. So let me find. Okay, we start on this day with 1594.
Oh.
Henry IV is crowned King of France.
Diva.
Iconic. Now, I have a little bit of a short bio on him. And this is probably like the best bio of a 16th century personality I've ever seen. I mean, it says, like, considered one of the greatest kings of France and was instrumental in ending the French wars of religion. Now, he's a Calvinist. He converted to Catholicism to satisfy the wishes of 90% of the population of France. And he was the first of the Bourbon dynasty, which I don't know what it is, but sounds delicious.
I Borboni.
I Bourboni. Of course you know.
Oh my god, that was a horrible joke, but I support you.
Thank you. It's nothing is written. This is off the cuff.
Oh, off the cuff.
Now this is the part that I'm really interested in. This is like the guy who wrote this knew him. Like,
He knew.
Yeah, like, oh, Henry, he was a pal of mine, a pen pal. So Henry was was educated as a Calvinist and enjoyed the outdoor life.
The outdoor lives. Perusing.
He liked the barbecues.
Smoking some meat.
He had the patio. He loved the patio.
Gardening.
He had a reputation for being high-spirited and good-humored.
That's great.
He had a great love of women, which is so weird for a king.
I mean, weird that you have to point out.
In a king.
Oh, he has a love of women.
Love of women, and he had at least 56 mistresses.
I mean, he's supporting.
Yeah.
He's like feeding the children.
Facilitating for the community.
Helping out, reaching an ally.
No, this is the last sentence of like the initial bio, and it says his nickname was the Vert Galant, which means the gay spark.
Excuse her?
Yes.
Excuse her?
Indeed.
Listen, I know plenty of gay sparks. But
no one with 56 female mistresses.
What's happened? What's the truth there?
I think I tried to find some like gay like tea on him. I think
nothing.
I think gay back then was just happy.
Ew.
Like the happy spark. But I like
fucking straight people appropriating our culture one more time. Just because we're happy, like, and you're miserable doesn't have to mean that.
Do you know anything about the like history of how gay was coined to like be like to mean homosexual?
Well, gay as like happy has like a long-standing like etymological tradition in the English language, so that's pretty much standard. I don't know. I think because normally words, at least in English, to define homosexuals were like queer, but in the bad kind of way, not in like
fucking queer.
Girl, fucking queer, yeah, fucking puff. Sorry, wow. Tapping into trauma.
That's what we called regressive Holy shit! That was,
I'm loving the waveform.
you will see it it's imprinted on Ableton forever.
It's in these walls now.
That felt like 20 years of tiny bit of suppression all coming out. Oh my god!
But I think don't quote me on this, but I think gay was the preferred term of like queer people. So it's like the community built that term out. But it was slow because all the other alternatives were essentially like slurs.
Yeah.
But you only in queer history you can't really, like, it's a fallacy to say, oh, X historical figure was gay, because there's no such thing as being gay until there's a community around being gay. Being gay is more than just like being attracted to men. Like you can say, oh, this historical figure was in homosocial relationships or whatever. But gay is a little bit of a misappropriation of the term because they wouldn't understand themselves as gay. Or if like
that
gay only exists when people identify themselves. It's not something that other people identify you as. It's like a self-identificative term. I think that's like the history of it.
Yeah, that's an interesting, I guess, like sociological point. Yeah,
educating because else it would be like a very essentialist way of, like, it sounds bad, but like before like the 20th century, gay people didn't exist. Same-sex attraction existed, and same-sex attraction and people who are non-heteronormative existed in cultural forms, right? We see this with like trans people in India. Like there is a community there is like cultural relevance, which is the same thing as being gay, but it's just not an appropriate term. Like these communities and these ways of living existed in the past, but they just don't translate correctly to the word gay.
Love that. That's
which
actually
doesn't
fascinating.
invalidate the existence of homosexuals and trans people in history. It just complicates this dialogue a little bit.
Yeah, like they did, because I like gay is now just kind of like a coin term for homosexuality, but I like the idea of like the sociological kind of, the gay started when community around homosexuality started. Yeah,
that's in the same way I say you can be heterosexual without being fucking straight.
Yeah.
You can be a homosexual and not be gay.
Oh yeah, I've met.
You can absolutely be a homosexual and not be gay. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've met some of those fuckboys that train on fucking those Cotty, like what's the name of that, the fucking gym that every Berkheim.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I don't even remember that. Like,
see, gym gays, not gays. Sorry, stripping the word for
gym
you.
Gym homos.
Like, if you are a part of like heteronormative patriarchal like behavior and you're self-repressed, sorry, get the fuck out of my community.
Love that. You heard it here first, people.
Sorry.
Okay. On this day, 1700, English explorer William Dampier, which Dampier is such a good name.
Dampier.
Dampier. Here it's a bit dampier. It's a bit dampier than up here.
I'm so damp here.
Is the first British person to visit the Pacific island of New Britain, which he names. Now,
oh my god,
we
love colonialism.
This little queer, he the bio is he was English explorer, pirate, privateer, navigator, and naturalist who became the first Englishman to explore parts of what is today Australia. So it's his fault. And the Australia, and the first person to circumnavigate the world 3 times.
Bad bitch.
Queen.
Bad bitch. You know he sucked that sailor dick.
Oh yeah.
You do not circumnavigate the earth without sailor dick. I can
100%.
You bet your ass if I'm taking a single boat trip, I'm sucking dick.
Also, I'll show you a painting of him. 100% not gay because it's 1700. 100% homosocial. Oh
yeah, mama. He is, like hand painted nails emoji.
Yeah,
If we been new.
Yeah,
I want to know the truth about him.
Me too. He seems fascinating.
I mean, see, this is the thing. I hear accomplished, successful, relevant male person in my mind, cannot be,
Cannot be
heterosexual. How can it be?
And also, he was like one of the few people like at that time that were kind of like explorers. That he was like what a lot of info said about him is that he like was kind of also like a scientist, where he made like a lot of like the first, I guess like. Fuck, I don't know how this, but he was like all the sources said that he was like super into like methodologies and trying to kind of like map things and understand through the stars, and also like made a lot of saw a lot of stuff that he kind of like transcribed and then was used in order to make actual scientific discoveries.
Okay, so not much of a colonizer, more of an explorer, which we also stand.
Which we all stand for, yes, fully.
We stand going on a boat and making maps. We don't stand murdering native populations.
Yes.
I mean, calling that shit New Britain, girl. But I'm sure that wasn't his decision. I'm sure the cunt who paid for the boat was like, you need to name it New Britain, New Yorkshire.
See, I think that which it says, visit the Pacific island of New Britain, which he names. I mean, here's the thing. I guess he might have been like a slut for the queen.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like maybe he was like her best gay at that time.
Besties.
And like, I'll call it New Britain for you, sis.
Oh my god.
Anyway, 1814. Ludwig van Beethoven.
Oh, hi.
So his 8th symphony premieres in F.
Oh, love that.
I don't know anything about this. Maybe if you have anything to fill in. Classical music is not my...
I'm a classical music hoe, but I don't really fuck with Beethoven. But it's okay.
Yeah, it's like... It's the same way
I mean, everybody knows the ninth. The ninth is the big famous one.
Yeah, I think it's like if your favorite composer is Beethoven, I think it's the equivalent
If your favorite composer is Beethoven, you drink Earl Grey.
Yeah, and I think it's the equivalent of like being super into drag and then asked, okay, who's your favorite drag queen? And you go, RuPaul.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's obvious, but I mean, let's talk about the culture.
Yeah.
No, RuPaul. Okay.
It's very much that. It's very that.
Now, this is still in classical music territory, but this is way more fascinating. So, 1854, composer Robert Schumann saved from suicide attempt in the Rhine.
Oh my god, the drama.
The drama. I have some tea on this. So apparently Schumann in his lifetime this is one of the most fun bios I've ever seen in my life. Apparently he got forced into studying law through his family. And then by the time he was like 21, he just like realized, I want to devote myself to music. So he started playing music under this super strict teacher, which maybe I have his name here. Friedrich Wieck. So the thing about learning piano, especially if you're 21, is that it takes so much commitment.
I thought we were going into a Greek history sucking off your private tutor direction. I was very excited for that, but...
No, but it doesn't have that beautiful narrative, but it has a more interesting one.
Oh, okay.
So what Schumann realized is that this shit will take forever to learn how to play the piano like a actual like maestro. So let me get this fully right. Okay. Attempting to speed up his process, Schumann invented a finger strengthening device that instead caused paralysis in his hand.
Oh, that is so fucking tragic. That is so fucking tragic.
How badass is that? He's like, I'm gonna strengthen my fingers so I learn faster.
Paralysis. Oh my god.
It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets so much worse. So then he has to get a job because he can't play the piano anymore. And so he gets a job. He's super into music still. Like he's trying to write like symphonies and stuff. So he gets a job he accepted a post as music director in Düsseldorf. Okay? Lit. A position for which he was eminently unsuited. Because it goes into as well that all his like contemporaries were super like social and charming and climbed up the social ladder to become the great composers, musicians and have that kind of prestige. He could not conduct an orchestra. He was horrible at it, and he couldn't play because he was paralyzed. So there was like, and he and also says that he, like, in social situations, he would sit in a corner and not speak to anyone.
Me.
Yeah. So he has to get a job. By early 1854, he had lost his job. Oh, also, T falls in love prior to all this with the daughter of his super strict German tutor.
Oh my god.
His strict German tutor, who watched him get paralyzed because he tried to make a machine to shove in his fingers, like, no, bitch, you're not marrying my daughter.
Of course, you can't touch that pussy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because
I don't think that was what he was worrying about. Like,
if she was my daughter, I was like, because I was super excited when you said hand strengthening device. I'm like, oh my god, he changes lesbianism forever. Like, he improves the lives of everyone. But no, he couldn't even.
So, he marries her by, like, fucking, I don't know what happened.
Like forced marriage, where they're like, oh my god, we slipped into like. We have a baby, so we're getting fucking married, kind of shit.
Yeah, the phrase in Greek is they stole each other, which means, like, when you don't have permission, like, they stole each other and they did it, like, on the side without...
It's a big thing in southern Italy as well. I think scappati, like, they ran away. You don't know what they did, but the thing you do to avoid dishonor is get them married.
Fully. So, T. Early 1854, he had lost his job. His marriage was deeply problematic, and his mental health was failing. Schumann attempted suicide, throwing himself into the Rhine.
Okay.
Now, I have 2 notes for this. Let's also point out the cause of his madness was probably tertiary syphilis, although his apparent manic depression cannot have helped. That's also...
Oh my fucking god.
Quote. Now, to me, this is very fascinating because... There's this, like...
You also have tertiary syphilis.
I also love the fact that you, like, the main cause of, like, madness and actual disformity in people in the, like, 18 and 1900s, like, syphilis will just eat your head, like, eat your actual skin.
Jesus.
And now we're like, let's get an STD panel, get a couple of pills, that's fine. You got some syphilis, that's okay.
Syphilis?
Like, back then, like, you would have sex and now your face is falling off.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But I also love, like, when you hear about suicide prior to, like, the 20th century, it's all a little bit of, like a drama queen trying to get attention. Because, like, here's the thing. To me, like, jumping into the Rhine, not like a river, not like in a mountain in a river that's gonna drop you and fucking... In the Rhine, like a nice civil little river. Probably the winter, so it's cold. But to me, like, it's the equivalent of, like, jumping off a plane to kill yourself. But you still have a parachute.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, here's the thing. I'll see on 5,000 feet if I still want to kill myself. Or else I'm just going to pop the parachute. Like, I don't know. It's very romantic, but... Like, jumping in a river, it means, like, okay, now one of the 10 steps to kill yourself has happened. Now you need to stay there, feel cold, drown yourself. Like, it takes a...
I mean, something tells me that with his physical performance, he would have not been able to escape from that river.
Oh, paralysis might play a hand, yeah.
Right? Like, something tells me that if... Also, I don't know, was the Rhine River chill, or was this more like a... fast-moving thing?
I mean, in my head, the Rhine River is...
It's like a huge river.
It's a huge river.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
like,
but
if he's in the middle of it, there's no way you're going out.
Yeah, but he was a city hoe. I think he just jumped off a tiny little bridge into the canal and was like, help!
Someone please make a Netflix series. We need more insight.
Yes,
we need the 8-part Netflix documentary.
Yeah. T, the symphony that kind of made him famous during that time was dedicated to the Rhine. And it was released prior to him jumping into the Rhine.
I love that. I'm sorry, but at least he has taste. Like, he tastes for suicide. Like, because he knew that his Wikipedia entry would be fucking lit. He knew.
All of the info on him was taken from an article on The Guardian from a Schumann, enthusiast.
Oh.
And he's like... why does Schumann have a reputation of emptying halls and emptying? No, I mean like
halls.
concert halls,
Okay, I was like, Queen.
filling them and emptying them.
repeatedly.
No, so it's like there's like apparently according to the man who wrote this, there's like a plethora
Fucking swear that term.
of people that love him to death and write things about him, and then so many like classical music, I guess, like who will just walk out of the hall if Schumann's playing.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like a very weird kind of like secta kind of situation.
Classical music people are weird in their own way. Like, to me, you like classical, like, you're like a classical music expert. Like, classical music Twitter, shit place.
I mean,
like, I love classical music, but I don't engage in the critical discourse around 1800s white guys.
yeah, I think it's like a little bit ridiculous at this point. And
like, it's 2021. If you're still talking about like romanticism, like, research is research, but Melissa, we have new things to talk about.
Yeah, I think to me it makes sense to appreciate, I guess, like the romanticized version of going to a big concert hall and sitting like in the theater seats and just I get that whole aesthetic, but to me this like level of like
fanaticism
and discourse around a genre that is based around like I get it, and I listen to classical music at times, but to me it's like it's a little bit ridiculous, like 50-year-old guys just rambling about 50-year-old guys that lived 200 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't know.
50-year-old guys need to learn how to get to the point.
You're fast. Okay, we have a couple more on. Okay, so last week on this day segment of No Boundaries, here's the thing: every time, every day in the year that you go into on this day, there's always a Hitler fact,
of course,
and always a Beatles fact. And the Beatles apparently, from what I've gathered from on this day, were not the mellow yellow fudgy brownies that everyone assumes they were.
Oh.
There were a lot of like prison kind of like things.
Ooh,
and
get it.
Police like.
Is this like white crime, like tax evasion, or?
No, when they were touring in Europe at that time, like 60s, early 70s, apparently you could get in trouble super easily with the authorities, and they were kind of. I think they were at that point where they were a little bit past the teenage hot phase. Yeah. So they got in some trouble. But okay, 1925, super important. So Hitler resurrects NSDAP political party in Munich, which I guess is
Nationalsozialistische.
Yeah,
blah, blah.
Which gave us a lot of beautiful things in the years to come.
Why did the writer choose resurrect as the term?
Sorry. I don't know.
Call it a rebrand.
Rebranding.
Jesus.
And then 8 years later, the Reichstag, German parliament building, destroyed by fire.
Oh.
Possibly set by the Nazis.
Possibly.
Who
blamed it on?
Who blame and execute Martin van der Lubbe, a Dutch communist.
Like, it's the classic Nazi move is burning down your own city and then blaming it on the group that you hate.
Yeah, on the opposite party.
At least in my history books in school, when I was studying history in school, it was like, no, the Nazis set the fire. Like, we knew.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we all knew.
It's the exact move that our leader and mentor, Tiger King, used for his own zoo. Mm-hmm. He set it on fire, thus destroying all the film that was shot of him and the tiger. Fucking brilliant. He's still in jail because he's like a bit of a dimwit.
Thank God.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for him.
I don't.
Yeah.
He's not hot. Sorry.
He's kind of hot.
No, in no way, shape, or form is that hot. Now his meth boyfriend, that's another story.
Hot.
That's another story.
Yeah.
Now he has teeth too.
He was such a good groomer though. You gotta respect his grooming skills.
You gotta respect the struggle.
Yeah.
He not a groomer. He's like a fucking cult leader.
Cult leader, groomer, and also the best gay transitionist that I've ever seen in life.
When you watch porn, do you like the big dick or the small dick? Like, what the fuck was that discourse?
That was the worst argument to turn a straight ever.
And it worked.
It worked.
It worked.
I think the meth did most of the heavy lifting in that one.
Yeah.
I think he's like,
we weren't told the full story there.
Yeah. I think like his discourse was not the convincing part of it. I think
Tina helped.
He had
some help from Tina collab.
Tina did the heavy lifting and he did some of the just like recon work. Okay, now in changing tone, 1977 icon Keith Richards gets suspended sentence for heroin possession in Canada. Yes, daddy.
Work it out.
I love him.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you for all you've done.
And then okay, I got super scared because I have screenshots of these and it said 10:54 because I took the screenshots last night and I'm like, what is happening in this reality? Am I that hungover that it's like 11 p.m.? Okay, and last event of interest is 1981. Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder record the single Ebony and Ivory.
Oh my fucking... See, we were talking about doing an episode of music that we despise. That's the crown jewel.
That's the crown jewel.
That's the crown jewel. I cannot.
A Beatle and a blind African American man recording Ebony and Ivory.
Get the fuck out.
Out of here.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Ridiculous.
Who? Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we don't even have to talk about it.
We don't even have to mention it.
Okay, we're running. Yeah, we're a bit long. We'll keep recording. I need to check the. Okay, let's go back to some music.
Let's get the music done.
Let's get the music.
Let the music play.
Okay, let's go a bit more electronic now.
Mm-hmm. Everyone. We've done the singer-songwriter. Now we're shifting pace and we're going into dance music territory.
Okay, we're back. No boundaries. This week it's music you play in the shower, and we're getting into the eerie, gritty electronic stuff now.
This is the shower where you douche.
Yeah,
Not every shower is a morning shower. Some showers are golden showers. Sorry.
You know what? Actually, like I took a note about it because a lot of people do like shower in like at night before they go to sleep. Like that's such a big thing.
What the fuck is that about? I'm sorry, but I get sweaty and stinky when I sleep.
Exactly. I'm this. Yeah. Are you gonna? I like the little.
You like that?
I like the little like. I mean, low. Yeah.
Oh yeah, low pass her.
Low pass her. And she's kind of like, no. Anyway.
Figuring out how to work a DJ mixer.
No, but because also I think it's very much like how you're used to, like how you're wired. Because for me, like for such a long time, I would work in bars. So like you get home at 10 a.m. You're not gonna take a shower after you had so much alcohol and you're so tired. So like I was always of the kind of school that I'd rather go to bed dirty and disgusting and enjoy it. And then in the morning you take a shower and you're fresh.
You wash away all the sins.
All the sins from last night.
Every sin from last night gets washed off your body.
I'm so sticky.
I went to bed sticky.
Now I'm glossy.
Name of my autobiography. I went to bed sticky.
Oh, beautiful. I think the second part is always the least talkative and more musical, because I think like I vent for the first half and then by the second half all that's left is the music and a couple of notes.
Well, do you want to maybe say the title of the tracks we just played?
Yeah, that is true. Sometimes I don't, because I'm like,
I hate when people don't do that.
I mean, everyone has like the Shazam shit or whatever.
Yeah, but some tracks aren't on Spotify.
Very true. So the last one was Dead Idols by Roman Flugel.
And the previous one was The Future by TPR.
And the previous, I don't even remember what it was. So I don't even know what I played before this.
Did you play something before this?
Yeah, I played one, and then you played yours, and then I played Roman Flugel.
Lost to the sands of time.
Lost. The last thing that since we're talking about sticky, so because I was an art director in the shoot, and I had so we were shooting Sasha's kind of like 3-part narrative or like visual thing for his EP, and Sasha is this tall, beautiful blonde man. Like shoulders wide, like
airplane.
Yeah.
Airplane 747.
Just gorgeous, right? So I met him once before, and I'm like, I thought he was like, because I was so drunk, we kind of talked for a little bit. I'm like, he's either like British or like Australian. Like I didn't even register, and then I realized, he has more of a South African accent. And I found, so like Jay, like we kind of worked together on some stuff. She told me, dude, he's from Namibia. He's a white, beautiful man from Namibia. And so we're talking, and he's like, his perspective on race is very different. Because like she said, because like I handle this relationship like I'm going out with a white dude. Because white dude in Namibia, very different demographic. Because there's like 20 of them. I don't know.
But they're also is Namibia like are they 20 and also the oppressors?
No.
Is this like a South African moment?
No.
Because in South Africa, it's like the majority of the population is black, but the whites, which are the minority, are the oppressors.
So probably at some point it might have been the case, but not for the last plenty of decades.
Oh, that's good for Namibia.
Yeah. So
Live your truth.
Yeah, it's amazing, but also the white minority is treated like fucking scum because obviously
they deserve it.
They deserve it. But like poor Sasha, he's like the nicest human being I've ever met. Like he was directing the shoot and starring in the shoot, and the amount of joy that he would carry and the amount of like grace, like it was just like almost disgusting. Like I was like, no man is this nice. Quit doing that shit. Stop. He was amazing. But anyway, like, so we had to do one of the shoots. Like we were rubbing him with like gold body paint.
And you didn't call me.
He was like half naked. We rubbed him with body paint all over, and then we did 3 or 4 takes, and he was so sweaty that like the paint was starting to melt. So we had to go and like put more like over his sweat and
lather it.
It was amazing.
Multi-level, multi-layer.
Yes, it was beautiful.
Did he look like that scene in? Is it Goldfinger where the girl is completely like covered in gold?
Not that much. It was a bit more subtle, but he looked like So I started doing like the body paint. It was kind of like a liquid, more of like a glittery after effect thing.
Oh, okay.
And I realized that under the lighting that they had set up, if you create little waves, it looks kind of like a golden statue. So then I started just putting a lot of paint and just doing like gradient waves.
Oh my god, you faggot.
It was fucking stunning. Anyway, I just wanted to say that.
Creative director.
Yeah.
Oh, you need someone to direct? Do you need someone with good ideas? Someone
Do you need
who can
someone
direct creatively?
that can give this sort of like shoe kind of like an identity?
Yeah, like a level up. Like a higher level of care and quality.
Do you want like actual like feedback that will actually shape the identity of the shoot?
Someone who matters. Someone who cares. Paris Satira Kurokopoulos. Art director.
Oh my god, you said my whole name.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know you. We've been you.
Amazing.
So shall we jump to the next track?
Let's jump.
I have it up.
Beautiful.
So the next track is Depths for Two by the latest Had One album. she a DJ?
Maybe. She has been known to DJ around some spots in Athens. We're back at No Boundaries, a show with music that knows no boundaries, with a host that clearly needs some, and today you have two that clearly need some.
Beautiful.
We're at the prime of our lives. We're...
no. I'll stop you right there. I've been prime age beef. I'm now grade B. I'm in my 20s.
Yeah. I kind of said that because I feel so shit today that I kind of...
You need the delusion.
I kind of wanted to feel like I'm in the prime because I worked for like 2.5 days on a set and I couldn't feel my legs for 2 days afterwards. I had cramps. I couldn't sleep. I slept with beer on me. Like it's, like it shouldn't be the case for a 23-year-old with, I don't know, fucking... opportunities and
a future.
Think that future ahead.
Okay. You'll have a bright future, and plus, if you actually go down the hill fast, you can use the pity card.
Can I?
I think you can.
Okay.
It's a mindset thing. Anyone can use the pity card if they're good enough at it.
I'm very good at it. Like all my Greek friends will tell you. I have like I think I'm wired to be like a New York Jew that only complains. I think that's my...
Have you seen Pretend It's a City?
Oh my god. I watched only the first episode and I got enough complaining for the rest of my life.
That shit is... Guys, pause this video. I know you're on YouTube. Pause the video. Go to Netflix. Binge watch Pretend It's a City. It's for me, it's the best thing that Netflix has released this year.
Fuck yeah, I only watched the first episode. I need to finish it, right?
Oh my god, you need to finish it.
Okay, I need to.
Sorry for the interruption. It just when you said like, complaining.
Oh,
New
complaining.
York complaining. I was like, oh shit.
I that's the thing. It's like I relate to that 70-year-old Jewish woman more than any 20-year-old I've ever met. I'm like that person. I'm the person that will convince you to go out when you're in bed in your pajamas.
Because you want to get drunk.
Yes, and I'm the person that once you're out of your pajamas and into the bar, I'll complain for 2 hours.
I love that for you.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. All right.
But it's true. I love it for you. It's an aesthetic.
It is an aesthetic. I think I pull it off.
You pull it off. It works for you.
Because also, my complaining is more for comedic purposes than actual.
It's not bitching and moaning.
That's the thing. It's like I know people that only bitch, and I want to fucking get their head and just like shove it in a bucket full.
I want to give them a real reason to complain about something. That's
yeah.
what I give them.
Because the reality of it is like. I don't, like people that come from money that complain about every person in their life and they're like, no, that's not.
No, it was a joke. I know.
That's not at all you. Like I know those people and they're unbearable. My mom knows what I'm talking about because that's all we talk about. All we talk about is because me and my mom have like this interesting generation gap where my generation and her generation have more in common than the generation in between us.
Oh.
In Greece at least. So the generation between us is the spoiled, they're now in their mid-30s, spoiled fucking generation that came from money because their parents were in that kind of fraction of people that actually could make money in Greece, that caught the 80s at the right time. No, actually, because the 70s and 80s in Athens, people could make money.
From like tourism?
For any job would pay you real good money. Like it was like a really good time for the economy. So like everyone made excess money. They could get any loans they wanted to and not repay them. Like that's what ended up being our crisis.
Still what you do.
Yeah.
You guys get all the loans and you just don't repay them, but now with consequences.
Back then there were no consequences.
Like no boundaries.
No boundaries, no consequences. Hey, callback. So so like that generation only fucking complains. They've worked 3 years out of their 35-year-old lives.
Like, oh my god.
I talked to like Maria and she like said like I don't know, are we like friends still? Oh. And like my mom called me and she's like, this month I'll only give you like 1,500 euros because like I have
metaphysical arguments about are you my friend?
I want to kill myself.
I have no time for that. if you're even in the mindset of thinking, I don't know if they're like my friend anymore. Like, no, what are you, 12?
Yeah, they're not.
What is this? Middle school? Are you fucking like challenged? Is this your biggest problem, really?
If like you have to talk about it, it means that that relationship is over.
Is over, and it was never fruitful in the beginning. Like, there's a difference between I don't know if we're friends anymore and I think we're drifting apart.
Yeah,
like those are two arguments, and there's a sea of complexity in between those two ideas.
100%.
Oh my god.
Anyway. Yeah, so I think my complaining is joyful. I think it's just like to annoy some people for a comedic effect, and then just because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I don't really mean it. Like, I have nothing to really complain about besides 11 things I can list right now.
Unless you,
yeah.
this place, this time.
Yeah, my body, my brain, But anyway, let's not get into that.
Let's have a fun time. I have a fun track listed up.
Oh, I love that.
It's called About You Now by Otto, written OTTO. It's this new wave of like cutesy drum and bass with fun vocals.
I actually know Otto. I think I know where this is heading.
Girl,
I'm very excited.
The girls, guys, and non-binary pals, go check out Otto's latest album. It's super long, but it's worth it. So
love that. Okay, let's get into it.
There's a
We're back here at the Lazy Eye. No Boundaries is running a bit long this week. It's
We
just
like it long.
our excitement, and I think it just like takes so much time to get into this on a Saturday morning.
Morning.
Morning. I just keep calling it morning until someone corrects me.
I'm sorry. I'm fully aware that to me as well. Oh, I wake up at 2 in the evening. Well, that's the morning.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
having
morning.
breakfast.
It's fucking morning.
It's fucking morning.
Yeah, the amount of breakfast I've had at like 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how dare you call it afternoon, evening, early evening?
And
how dare you?
I'm not okay with people shaming me for waking up late because last time I checked, you weren't up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So shut the fuck up.
Also, last time I checked, even if you were up by 8 a.m., what the fuck did you do?
Yeah.
Like, this year where I'm actually being productive, like...
We're growing. It's a growth year.
Yeah, like, what I've had to do is I've realized that my most productive hours are from 6 p.m. to midnight.
Yeah.
So what I do is I wake up morning for classes, and then by the time it's Wednesday, I sleep later so I can wake up later so I can have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in my productive hours so I can get some work done. So fuck you.
Fuck off, you cunt.
Fuck off. Yeah, so I think we can get into like the last stretch of... I could play like my last song.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to play maybe a couple?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Okay, so do you want to go one? I go my last one, and then you go your last one?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very happy to share. So I was gonna play some Sewer Slut, but you guys can listen to that on your own. So the thing I'm gonna share with you, and there's gonna be a little bit of a non sequitur between this track and my last track, but that's okay.
We like non sequiturs.
This
here.
is Exodia, EXODIA, 825 space HP, so 825 horsepower.
Any track that has numbers and initials on it,
You know
it's fire.
But you know.
Yeah.
So we're back in the shower. I know it's a long trip, Melissa, but we're coming back to the topic at hand.
Honestly,
We're giving the people what we promised.
if you wanna consider it as a long bath instead of a shower, we're with you. Maybe you can like grab this playlist, just play it, take a 2-hour bath, and just drench yourself.
Our
in it.
sequel should be music to drown yourself in the bath too.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do all our no
Like
boundaries.
aquatic theme.
Aquatic theme.
Songs to just like walk around the Geneva Aquarium too. Songs to get weird fingers after you've been in the pool too long
Yeah,
too.
let's make it the most meta, like a 3-year like thing where every couple of months we do one,
A water
and it gets worse and worse.
we're like the bad Drexia.
Yeah. This is
podcasts.
the white European Drexia.
We're like, so they were all about water.
So what we do is like, what if you like stay in the bathtub for like 20 minutes and then your hands are like a bit squishy?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
our
that's
aesthetic.
we make music for that.
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, for squishy fingers.
So I want you guys to imagine you're in the shower, but where you really want to be is in an old Japanese arcade, playing car arcade games, going super fast. The lights are all low, and there's only like a couple neon signs illuminating the room.
Honestly, fuck. I've never heard like distorted trance before. This is
what trance music should have been
Should
in
have
the
been.
early 2000s. I'm sorry, Tiesto, fuck off.
fuck up. Like trance music to me was always like such a like a trash, like
Cheesy, shitty,
Yeah.
normie.
Because it was so based on the synth that will uplift you that I'm
Yeah.
like, at least give me a good kick.
Yeah.
No.
This is uplifting because
This
it's so
is-
distorted.
This is
It's just
insane.
wall of sound. It's chaos.
Fuck, that was cute.
Everything you've ever wanted. You're all I ever wanted.
We had a beautiful
Oh, my
dancing
God.
moment at the Lazy Eye Studios. This is
I think the Funkhouse foundations are crumbling.
our crumbling. Honestly, I'm never gonna call this Etiquette Radio Studio again. This is the Lazy Eye headquarters.
The lazy eye hidey hole.
Hidey hole. Lazy Eye Studios, Lazy Eye headquarters. Okay, my last track for the shower music you want to listen to the shower. This is what I always do. The title of this episode always changes. I just go,
Okay.
music for the shower. Music you listen to in the shower. Music you want to listen to in the shower.
Music
you
that the
like-
shower
Yeah,
makes.
that the shower makes. Yeah. So this is my last track. It's from an album I hold very dear. It's by Jazz, all capitals, JASS. She's a queen of experimental electronic music. And honestly, this is not reading, the CDJ is not reading the file correctly. So I want to say that the album is called Every Fish in the Pond, but that might just be the opening track. So I'm not sure. But you can
probably find it if you just search it.
you will find it because this is the second track of that album. It's called Oral Couture, which is one of my favorite titles to any track ever. And it's a bit intense.
Oh.
So that was Oral Couture by Jazz. And we're ending this. So what I like to do is like end it and then play the last track.
Absolutely.
So do all our goodbyes and plugs and whatever it is.
Should I talk about the track before we end it?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Before you talk about the track, do we have any final words of wisdom? I don't know.
Straight people, clean your asshole.
Clean your asshole.
When you're in the shower.
Yes, because we actually, me and Felipe, we had dinner and drinks. I think it was 12 hours actually.
Mm-hmm. With a dear friend of ours.
Dear friend of ours who's heterosexual.
Yeah, she said he's not straight.
I almost said straight. I almost said straight, and then I was heterosexual. Who actually douches regularly, which was such a beautiful surprise.
Like regular as in before every sexual encounter, not as like a part of their
not
hygiene,
as a
right?
yeah. I had
we're not trying to say that you should douche because that's the clean thing to do.
No. Douche when you know that
you're gonna use that part of your body.
Yeah, but also like he doesn't, but he's like super proactive and he's like, listen.
Like he wants to.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He's open to the idea.
That's the thing. If a girl like wants to go down there with fingers or tongue or whatever, I wanna be responsible
and prepared.
I don't want to be straight. I want to be a healthy heterosexual that just.
That was a level of allyship to me. Like I felt like, oh, that's the ultimate queer ally. Like if you douche, you're a queer ally.
You're a queer ally. Like I haven't douched. Like that was
not a queer ally.
I'm not. Like that was very like that to me stepped up the level of ally that I need to be. That gave me like a
the lamp post just moved up.
Yeah. I was very pleasantly surprised and
incredible.
Inspired.
And it gives me great hope for the future. I'm like, oh wow. Heterosexuals are getting better.
Yeah, they are.
The quality is actually improving.
Oh yeah, he's like heterosexual like 3.0.
Yeah, he's the
We're
vanguard.
past 2.0.
Yeah, we've been you. I'm so sorry.
The level of coordination that we have is sometimes
problematic.
Problematic. Yeah. Okay. This was No Boundaries, a show with music that knows no boundaries, with a host that clearly needs some. And our theme this week was music to listen to in the shower or in the bathtub over 3 hours. We're going to end it with this track by Felipe, and he's going to get into it because I don't know what it is. Just simple as that.
So this is Fur Friends Geck, Zeck, Skelemeria remix.
I love that. Even when you're like selecting tracks, it sounds like you're like speaking in code. like this track was programmed in C++, and this is like the footprint of the server that was the.
This is the following IP address. This is the port number, and the reason why I chose this track is it's one of my all-time favorite shower tracks. I start my day with this. I know I'm that bitch track. Mm-hmm. I am that bitch. And it's a great, like, if soon you're going to have some kind of fun encounter, this is, a friend of mine described it as a lab anthem. So I'll give you the ability to discover it. Please engage with the beautiful vocal harmonies and the dialogue that is happening in this track. So,
go.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.